Welcome to another episode of the Guerrilla Press. We are the Wrestling Dorks. I am John, joined as always to my left by the talker of talking, Sam. Welcome to the show.
Hello. It's fine to be here.
1 week, you're going to be like, "Hi, everybody, it's Sammy. I'm here."
Am I going to sound like Dr. Nick from The Simpsons?
Hi, everybody. No, I just want a little bit of excitement out of you.
Yeah, well, when wrestling starts producing excitement again, I'll give you excitement.
Good one there. And joined to Sam's left is the still yet to be unnamed or nicknamed.
Yet to be named, you mean? Not yet to be unnamed.
Yet to be.
Because she is unnamed.
I am unnamed.
Yeah.
I am the something of something.
She has no nickname, ladies and gentlemen. Let's back that up.
I still need a name.
Yeah. So, anyways, JLucky, how does it feel?
Way to make me feel valued.
How does it feel to be here this week?
I feel valued.
Do you feel valued? You feel very valued? That's great. I'm glad.
Yes.
Well, we're here for another episode of the Guerrilla Press. We are here on episode 2 of our reboot. By reboot, I mean we spent money and got some good equipment. So for those of you who have stuck with us all this
Give
time,
us the fucking total number. So we're not episode 2 of the reboot.
All right.
It's episode 643.
We're episode 71 total
right,
on the Tapped Out Network, and we did 20 something before that. We might actually be.
We're getting close to 100 fucking episodes.
Yeah,
and
we
I'm
might be there.
all of them. I don't care.
That
I
could
would
be.
have bet everything against us doing 100 episodes. Of this fucking
The
thing
thing is, because it costs us nothing to do it.
I wouldn't even think we'd be talking at this point if I would have had to make a bet.
You think?
Yeah, I thought it was a fair bet.
Yeah, I don't know. I really feel like
I figure once we stopped working at the same place, shit would get in the way.
Yeah, one would think.
And
Yeah, it really does.
And you're not. You're kind of a piece of shit.
Okay, so I just looked it up while you were yapping there. We did 37 episodes
So we're
off
over
the
100.
Tapped Out
Jesus,
Network. So
right.
this is
we should have had a
episode.
fucking celebration.
Do the math for me, Sam. 100 or
37 plus 72 is 109.
All right, this is episode 108 because I said it's 71, but yeah,
Oh.
good work. Yeah, episode 108 of the Guerrilla Press, and I'm pretty happy with that. What do you think?
Yeah, that's about 107 more than I planned to do.
And well, actually, we had an episode 0,
Yeah.
the introduction. So you were right,
Yeah.
109. Way to go, buddy. Way to go. You're smarter than you look. JLucky, anything to say about episode 109? You've been on about 12 of them, probably.
Maybe.
About a dozen.
My voice is probably in the background of some.
Oh yeah, you were cackling back there, sometimes snoring, sometimes farting in your sleep, doing your thing that you
Not
do.
fart in my sleep.
Oh, baloney.
Well, at least I do it in my sleep.
This is true, yeah. But we all do it, right? I'm sure you do it.
I wouldn't know.
Oh, nobody's ever complained?
No,
They all like it. If you do it, they love it.
I don't think so.
Would you guys like to talk wrestling, or should we talk about Sam farting in his sleep?
You've made 400 fart comments today. I feel like that's your
Did
thing
I?
now.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I did fart at the valet stand tonight. It was pretty awful.
What?
You gave me chili for lunch.
Jesus, fuck, man. Your people's insides must be rotting. So you had chili for lunch, and then I come, and there's a fucking 5-foot-tall steaming plate of fucking nachos that doesn't need to have fucking beans on it every time, but it does.
It doesn't. I know. And you know what? We used to have refried beans on there, and then we downgraded to black beans.
Jesus mighty.
Upgraded.
Well, downgraded as far as flavor.
I don't like refried beans.
No, they don't like you either.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people that don't like refried beans, as in they're shitting their brains out afterwards.
We were finding it was just too sloppy.
You literally had chili and then nachos in the same day.
And
I didn't know you were farting earlier.
Tomorrow is going to be dangerous for everybody that's sitting at this table except for me.
Well, she already asked if I have gas X in the house, and I don't think I do.
I was doing it as a preparation just in case.
Precaution. So, anyways, you might be
precaution.
gassed
Yeah,
out
Blowing
tonight.
the fuck out of here.
Yeah, sorry about that, buddy. I guess we could talk about some wrestling. I mean, if you don't count Raw, wrestling wasn't bad this week because SmackDown really was pretty good.
It was meh.
It was meh.
Yeah. You see 8 seconds, you're like, oh, those 8 seconds are pretty good.
Of SmackDown, I watch at valet in between
That's
parking cars
that's
and farting. I watch.
Yeah, wrestling's not as bad if you only watch 20 minutes. It's like when I watch the pay-per-view and it's only 3 hours, it's better.
So I'm gonna say good things and you're gonna say the bad things. This is pretty much what it's been for the last 108 episodes.
I mean, that means bad things. That's pretty much all of it.
Oh, it's terrible. So we've got the Dogs of War.
God.
And
Did they say Dogs of War this week? I didn't remember hearing that much. I think they're getting rid of that.
I don't think
because it sounds fucking terrible. It's the dumbest thing I've heard.
it is dumb.
The Dow.
The Dow. The Dogs of War and the Shield are both trying to cause rifts within their different factions.
Yeah, stupid.
I also believe it's stupid because I feel like it's too forced.
Yeah, it's very forced. I think it's natural that at some point both people that or anybody that follows wrestling would see that. I thought Dean was going to break off earlier, but I guess probably selling too much merch. They want a longer run with the Shield. But for him, he's the only one without a belt, and he's kind of like always the forgotten guy. So I thought it was natural for him to break off. They pointed out all the points to make it obvious, so that means it won't happen.
It won't happen because it's too obvious.
It will
now.
happen, but it won't happen right now.
Well,
Maybe a few weeks or months down the road.
Well, I know it won't happen until after Super Showdown because they have a triple or a tag team match.
And that's coming up, though.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It's only a week and a half.
And then McIntyre and Ziggler at some point, obviously, are going to break off. But I didn't like that it was like on the same episode, both of them trying to like plant seeds, making you think like I was fine with them just doing it with Ambrose.
Yeah, I was
and
too.
then maybe next week go back and have them do it instead of in the same episode. I don't know.
Basically what they were doing for anybody who didn't get to see it, they what was it? Ziggler was talking. No, who was talking to Ambrose? Was it Ziggler?
It was
all of them.
Yeah,
because they were all, but they were all talking to Ambrose and just talking like,
and
hey.
the Shield wouldn't even let him respond. They kept talking back like for him.
Yeah,
while he stood in the back. They were forced like the whole episode. Dean kind of was like had a disgruntled look on his face. They raised their belts at one point, and he kind of walked back.
Yeah.
So and he's gonna leave them at some point, but I don't think any time in the next like.
You're upsetting JLucky. She wore her Dean Ambrose T-shirt for this occasion.
That's good because
For this occasion?
Dean can get rid of the fucking dead weight that is Roman fucking Reigns.
Oh, come on now. Did you see the Shield got cheered, but as soon as Roman grabbed the mic, boos were raining down
and
on
they
him.
all like laugh. They're like, cashing those checks.
Yeah, and it's true. Yeah, it's. I guess they don't care. They just don't care,
No,
and they're
getting
trained to
paid.
not
They
care.
don't care.
Oh my god. So you don't think it's cool what they're doing? You think it's contrived, kind of like I said, like forced?
I mean, I just don't think that was went both ways on the same episode. I thought they could have just left it at just Dean for this episode. Then next week, have somebody try and create, do whatever they did with McIntyre.
Yeah. As long as McIntyre's involved, I'm there. That guy's a beast.
So now is he?
Your man crush?
Because originally he was the Scottish psychopath, wasn't he?
Yeah, but didn't I
now
hear
he's
them
the
say
Scottish Terminator?
Terminator?
Because now they said the one guy in AOP, which we'll talk about, or AOD, whatever the fuck they are.
They're AOP.
Yeah, AOP is the Albanian psychopath.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. They're just everybody's crazy, psychopath, lunatic, whatever. Yeah. AOP. Go ahead. So AOP Authors of Pain were then in the main event with Baron Corbin against the Shield.
Yeah, and I watched, full disclosure, I tried to watch Raw last night, bits and pieces during halftime of the NFL. Yes, the NFL, to me, it's not even close. And the NFL's not even good right now. There's fucking, you get near the quarterback, it's a penalty, and I'm still watching it over WWE. And at one point, I would probably have been the other way. I would have flipped to the football game some years back, way back. But now it's like, dude, I'll DVR Raw.
Yeah.
So I'm flipping back and forth. And then as soon as full game's over, I'm like, all right, I'll catch up on Raw. I fell asleep like an hour and 15 minutes with fast forwarding into Raw because it's boring. And so I watched it now tonight when I came home from work. And as soon as Corbin came out, I knew he had I've got two guys. And I'm like, that's going to be fucking AOP. And now it all makes sense. They built them up, beat these jobbers. So they had this match in mind. So they looked like they were going to be menacing, and then the Shield would just dispose of them.
It's all for Roman. So Roman, everybody's built up so Roman can.
So yeah, AOP goes jobber, main event on Raw.
Lose to Roman Reigns.
Fodder.
Yep, absolutely.
What is Drake Maverick?
Who knows what he's going to do? It is kind of funny watching Maverick come out with all these giants, like standing next to like Strowman.
He makes everybody look taller.
Yeah, he does. He's a tiny
Baron
little
Corbin
man.
looks like he's 8'2".
All right. Let's talk about the big thing. It's all over the interwebs.
Big thing.
The big thing. Well, it's the Brie Bella knocking Liv Morgan the fuck out with those kicks.
The KO kicks.
JLucky, I showed that to you. Let's
Yes.
bring in a lady's opinion. We just had this conversation last week about from your mailbag, where our listener asked, "Do you think the evolution is going to keep going? Is it a good idea to have the divas back in the thing?" We had this conversation. And then not even a week later, Brie Bella, who is classified as a diva, I think we would all say.
No.
Well.
What do you mean she's classified as diva? They're pushing that
No,
she's
a
driving force in the evolution.
Incorrect. No, but I'm saying to not Stephanie McMahon, she's the diva. People like Becky and Charlotte, those are women's wrestlers. Brie Bella is not a women's wrestler.
People are seeing the Bellas as they're pushing the Bellas as the evolution.
They're pushing it.
Yeah, but people aren't seeing it that
Right,
way.
yeah.
I mean, people like
morons,
us, maybe.
morons are saying.
Most people are saying they're doing it for the reality show.
The kids are seeing it that way.
Morons. Yes, morons. I'm saying I'm talking about everybody that knows what the hell's actually going on, knows that the Bellas are not actually part of the women's evolution.
I thought we were just supposed to sit back and watch it and
You're supposed to just sit back and watch people get knocked the fuck out. So what'd you think, JLucky, when you saw that yesterday or today?
It was terrible. Terrible twice. She
Yep.
did it twice.
You would just think like after she kicked her in the face once, she would have felt, maybe not do it again.
Or at least felt it, yeah.
I have a different viewpoint on this.
But go ahead, JLucky.
Go ahead, finish up, and I'll.
No, I was just saying
come
that
back.
it was terrible, and that I think either she just needs to not wrestle for a while. Everything she's been doing in the ring seems
And yet
like she's been a little off.
Yeah, and yet she's the only wrestler
She's
that's
either going
on
to kill
Raw and
herself
SmackDown.
or somebody else. I'm not sure, but it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's very, very close. So, Sam, you have an opinion.
I'm saying that I don't think it's 100% Brie's fault. I think Liv is still very green in the ring.
Yeah, true.
And what the hell did you have just bleeping on your fucking wristwatch?
I hit my steps goal by flailing my arms talking about the women's evolution.
Oh, my God, your steps goal. Anyway, yeah.
It was
Do
vibrating
you
like
add
crazy.
an extra 10,000 steps when you have a chili and nachos day?
My stomach actually does kind of hurt.
Anyway, so, yeah.
You're sleeping on the couch.
I think, Brie, first of all, her yes kicks, Bryan doesn't do. She's trying to do them faster than even Daniel Bryan does them, which doesn't make any sense. He does them like timed up with like the crowd kind of, and the yeses, and she was going, I think, too fast. That's her fault. But I also think Liv came down too much with her face.
Yeah,
and I don't think Brie realized at all that she connected the first time because I don't think she knew it. And unless
how can you not realize you connected? You can
because
feel
they do
it.
connect every time. She's kicking her every single time.
But she can't feel the force against her foot.
No, because she's crushing her every time. Those yes kicks aren't fake kicks. You're kicking somebody full force.
Yes, but she can't. Okay.
Would you feel? You think she? Oh, that was a nose.
No, but you were just saying like she didn't feel like I don't know. She didn't realize what she did.
Right. I don't think she. So then, what I think the worst part of it was, obviously everybody sees what's going on. The ref sees it.
right.
Her teammates, where the fuck her tag team partners see it. So Brie kind of rolls her over into a pin. Now, a lot of times, what would just happen there is they'd end the match.
They end the
1,
match.
2, 3.
I'm
pin,
surprised. I can't believe.
and that would be it. But it does look like people online were saying that Brie lifted her arm. I watched like 3 times. It does look like Liv raises her own arm.
I couldn't tell, and I said to JLucky, I said that it looked like Brie lifted her arm, but I didn't watch it.
I watched
a
like
bunch
4
of
times. I think Liv was out, but she's still kind of like, and the referee planned to stop the count. You could see his hand was never going to hit 3 no matter what. But his job is to protect the people in the ring. I don't know why at that point he didn't throw up an X, whatever. So then he lets Brie drag somebody that just had a head injury.
Yeah.
Over to, like, she tried to pick her up and like basically walk her over. She was trying to like get her out of the ring, which is, the right thing to do, but she couldn't even stand. So she drags her over. And then what happens after that's mind blowing. First of all, what's her face could not control her. She did a bit, Sarah Logan.
Okay.
Her face looked like she was ready to cry. Like, you need to do a better job of holding it together. Like, she was like, oh my God. Like, but they took her outside the ring, like, and had her on the barricade, and they let her return into the match and take a triple
crazy.
suplex.
Considering she just got like kicked in the face.
Right. She definitely had a concussion at minimum, and they fucked up. They never should have let her back in the match. Even if they didn't stop the match at that point, fine. She should have been taken out of the match, taken in the back, and you're not supposed to get bumped around. So I blame the ref. I blame the medical team at the ring.
Yeah. Well, Michael Cole kept saying something about how she was getting treated in the back, but she was laying at ringside. Like he kept saying she was in the back. Yeah, I'm like, what kind of lies are you telling? Like,
right. It was so confusing. So Brie's been a botch fest, yes, since she's come back. Those dives she did earlier, the suicide dives, it was really suicide.
It was suicide.
The one she almost killed herself.
They were hard to watch.
And the other was like just a bad, pathetic looking dive. So,
yeah.
I mean, at this point, and she doesn't need to be really doing this anymore, but I guess, she wants to kind of probably still cash a paycheck from it.
I guess. And I still think it's odd that she's the only person on both shows. Like, what the fuck? Why is she in 2 different storylines?
Well, the Bellas, they run the show.
They apparently run the show. I don't get it. It's crazy.
She wasn't on this week. I didn't see her.
Who?
Brie. She didn't come out.
on
She tonight on SmackDown.
That's true. Daniel Bryan was out there, but she wasn't
Bryan
out there.
came out and Brie did not come out. So I don't know. I mean, she doesn't need to be doing this anymore. I'm sure Daniel Bryan can wrestle and make enough money for them.
Yeah, really.
But she probably wants to be around because then she gets to be with her husband on the road or whatever. But
and she's just going to kill a few people on the way. It's fine.
She just doesn't need to be doing it anymore.
No.
You know?
It just to me it just shows kind of the point that was made last week. There's this huge difference between a good women's wrestler and a valet. And it's like I said last week, why can't we just have some women wrestlers be managers? We had Lana wrestle in a match again this week.
Right. And
why the fuck?
She's good for squash fodder, though, because nobody really thinks she's going to get a push. So she can just, it was nice. Becky gets an easy win or whatever. I didn't get to see that match, but.
It was a total squash. Yeah, destruction. So talking about Becky Lynch, what a cool thing she did. That little backstage thing, I guess they showed where Charlotte was just getting a regular photo shoot in the back, like getting headshots or whatever, and Becky attacked her and then said, take a picture of me instead. It was just kind of cool, and the crowd was cheering.
Charlotte Flair.
It was pretty. Did you see the thing that I posted about Charlotte's teeth?
Yeah, I saw you posted that. I didn't quite I didn't get it as a diss. Like you were saying Charlotte's teeth are white.
They're way too white. It looks like she has just one tooth. Like
you're against white teeth? Strange.
Fake white teeth. Like she has.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Why wouldn't you want super white teeth?
Is there anything a Flair could do that he just
I'm just saying.
It's just unbelievable.
You don't like white teeth?
I don't like those white. Like those are ridiculous. It looks like. Have you seen the car salesman on Family Guy?
Yeah,
that's that. She has
fine.
one tooth. I know you're fine with it.
Charlotte she doesn't have one tooth.
She has one tooth. She has 2. One on the bottom, and one on the top, and one on the bottom. It's just like 2 gigantic jaws. Just like.
You just don't like Charlotte Flair.
You just love everything Charlotte Flair does.
I don't have a problem with
it's a Flair. What am I doing trying to argue this with you?
Anything that you think is fake. I don't like fake tits. I don't like fake this. I don't like fake that. Fake's good.
He wants all fake. He just wants a fake
If it looks good, I don't. If it looks good, it looks good.
But it doesn't. That's what
good.
No, they don't. They look way too.
I don't know. In a woman, white teeth is something that's nice.
Yes, white teeth, not the brightest white teeth in the world.
No, yeah, that's fine.
Oh my God. I can't handle this. I don't know why I'm even arguing a Flair situation with you.
Her job is to look the best she possibly can.
Nobody else has chompers like that on the roster. Why does she have to have like the most?
Like going after Charlotte Flair.
I think you like defending Charlotte Flair even when she's wrong. This is like the Sheets thing.
Listen, that was a clear knockout for Wawa.
Is this going to be a poll?
Next poll: are Charlotte's teeth too white?
And you'll get some yeses.
Probably not. How many likes did you get on that post? I think you got 1. Maybe?
We don't get any likes. Nobody interacts with us.
You got 1 like from Tap That Wrestling.
Yeah, nobody. I didn't really tag anything, so
yeah, I was like, problem. When Charlotte Flair smiles, I see the Penn State white. I'm like, oh, her teeth are really white. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah. I don't think you understood that it's too white.
No, I've never come across that.
Probably thinks her boobs are perfect for her body too.
Speaking of color, what about Carmella's hair change?
Yeah. You were right. It wasn't brunette. I'm mislooked.
Yeah, you're just
it's like purple.
Yeah, it's like a purpley reddy type thing. I think it's nice. I think it's actually not bad. At first I thought that she was better as a blonde, but then when I saw it as the purple, I was like, that's not bad.
Well, Carmella, she's gonna look good as anything.
She's money, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, but I guess they did it because now she's not a heel. Or
I don't understand that.
R-Truth made a comment. He's like, we had to do it so you're no longer confused with Maurice. And, like, he made a joke about it, but I was like, usually sometimes they make jokes about, like, inside real things.
Right.
So maybe it really was like Maurice is like, I want to be, there's too many blondes on the show. You have Charlotte, you have Maurice. I know Vince's big thing was, like, having girls of all different hair colors.
Well, there is a purple hair girl on Raw, Sasha Banks, so now we got one.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So
and it's not the same color as Sasha. It's more to me like a reddish purple.
Yeah. No, it looks good.
It is reddish purple.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And did you get the chance to see RTV? I mean, Truth TV?
No, I did not. That's the one segment that I just couldn't get to.
The match they had was to see who gets the show, Truth or Miz, and Miz won, obviously. But Truth TV. Truth did a good job. He was pretty funny, and they kept doing these random 7-second dance segments where music would start playing, and they both would dance for like 7 seconds and stop.
Really? Oh man.
I liked it, but one of the things I don't understand is this Miz Bryan feud feels like it should be more, and I guess the reason they can't do it is because Joe Styles is having a feud like that. But Miz Bryan should be, in my opinion, less of this comedy that we're having and more of like the hatred. The hatred, they actually... Because the Joe Styles, to me, now don't get me wrong, we'll get to it then because I know you wanted to, feels like, I mean, Joe's doing a great job, don't get me wrong, but that's more of like a contrived, like we were saying earlier. Yeah. The Miz Bryan thing, like I think they could have done a much more job of felt real less, coming less from comedy, more like serious. And maybe they will. I mean, they've got that match coming up soon. Although the problem is the winner of the Super Showdown match goes for the title. What if there is no winner? Oh, then you got something. Or there's two winners. That's there. Now you're talking there, brother. All right. Well, let's take an aside here. Let's talk about something I wanted to bring up earlier. Or today. I talked earlier with you two, and I wanted to bring it up today. If you were a wrestler, what would your entrance music be? And all three of us, we picked our own entrance music and kind of came up. I wanted to kind of play our musics and see what everybody thought of our musics. Okay. What do you think? Do you guys want to hear mine? Not really, but... Oh, you assholes. But listen how awesome... I'm probably not going to like it. You're going to love it, Sam. I doubt it. No, you're going to love it because it's like... really good. So if you would just indulge me. But yeah, pretending I'm a pro wrestler, I get to come out to something awesome. Of course I'm going to pick Motley Crue, right? I guess Dolph Ziggler, if he listens to this, will enjoy it because he's a big Crue fan. See, and he's also a big fan of, what's his name? Drew McIntyre, which is also, I'm also a big fan of him. So this, you might have to put on your headphones to hear you. Oh, God. Shit. The shit, yeah, exactly. No, you're a shit. Play your stupid song. You hear that? I hear it. It's got like an opening. Sounds like a lawnmower. It's not a lawnmower. Or weed whacker. Weed whacker. It's just, doesn't it get you like fired up? Just like the Ultimate Warrior of the ropes. Listen to that. It's just so good. You're not getting fired up.
Sam doesn't look very impressed.
No, you're making a face.
I mean, this would have been good for like 80s wrestling, maybe. Like I could see like Ricky Morton maybe coming out to this or something.
No, this is a classic. This is like Kickstart My Heart is just so good.
I'm not a huge Crue fan, obviously.
You're like a hater. But
like this would have been okay for like, but then it like to Kickstart My Heart. I don't kind of like. Who's your character?
I'm not tying a character to the title of the song. Here we go. Lyric Man over here.
I mean, like, your song is supposed to be a reflection of your
It's a kickstart. It's getting me going. Getting the crowd fired up.
So you're like the curtain jerker, the first guy out to try and get the crowd going.
Whoa! Yeah! Come on.
Kickstart My Heart.
You're not into that? That's not...
It's all right.
See, there you go. At least I got it's an all right. You know what? I consider that a victory. That
took some persuading, though.
It really did. I had to stare him in the eyes and just kind of
right.
like really get him going on that one. But anyways,
you staring in my eyes really did it for me.
Yeah, I knew that's how things work. So you were talking about Joe and AJ, and my God, that feud is just fucking good. Tonight, Joe was at AJ's house.
Yeah, I only caught the tail end of it.
Oh, well, you pretty much saw. I mean, AJ just came to the ring and was saying about how we're gonna have a contract signing, but I bet Joe's not even here because he only attacks me from behind and stuff. So it's pretty good personal stuff, right? You like it?
Nah, it's all right.
You don't like it? Is it because it's Joe?
No.
Joe's fat.
I don't know.
He's fat.
I can't get behind some of the, to me, they're cheesy storylines.
AJ's not selling it for me enough.
I only saw
a minute of it, and I love AJ, but dude, that was bad acting.
He's like, Joe, no.
When they do so much of this out of the ring stuff, I lose interest.
Some of my favorite stuff is out of the ring, and there's been some really good stuff. Even, I was talking about Austin Pillman, and they're never going to do anything like that again. But I mean, I thought Joe's is about as good as it gets. But if you don't have somebody that's going to like go with it for you,
right?
I almost felt that would have been better, and I guess they don't.
No, Joe. No, don't do that, Joe. No, Joe.
So the problem is, Joe wasn't there tonight. I guess probably.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Match, and I guess they wanted to have AJ there for the fans or whatever. But it would have been better if they set up something where, they've done it before, but even doing it, we're going to sit down for an interview with AJ Styles at his house.
Right.
And then have Joe come in.
Oh, my
and
God,
do
that would have been great.
That would have been better. Even though they've done it before, it would have came off better. And like you said, they pre-recorded Joe, and then they have AJ live in the ring.
It just was awkward because AJ was like...
And AJ knew he couldn't say too much probably, though, too. So it's not completely his fault because he knew how many seconds were in between each Joe, response,
line,
unless they held, the audio. But, whatever. Who knows how much longer these two are going to feud.
Yeah. AJ and Nakamura didn't last all that. It lasted a long time, but it was like a few months.
Does this end with Joe getting the belt?
I think so. I hope so.
AJ's had a pretty long reign.
Yeah.
I don't think Joe's going to get it. He's too fat.
Well, that would be JLucky's stance on the situation. You don't want a fat guy to have the belt, do you?
Right? Why would I say that?
You're the fat guy strangler.
Yeah, you hate us.
What? We
You
have
hate
a fat guy strangler.
That's it. And sitting to Sam's left is the fat guy strangler.
She could be fat guy hater. The fat
No,
guy hater.
no, I'm not a hater.
The
I'm
The
a
talker of talking
lover.
and the hater of fats.
No.
Yeah.
No.
The hater of fats.
No, I want a new name.
Oh, wait, and
already.
Harry's. Sorry.
I want
Fats
a
and
new
Harry's.
name.
Well, stop hating on fat Harry's and you
I'm
won't have a
not
problem.
hating on anyone.
Just
Speaking of that, don't you?
I'm a lover.
Didn't you lose our bet? Now you have to shave your chest or something.
I don't have to shave my chest.
that
no.
was
You're
the
supposed to
punishment
do
I came up
something.
with.
Yeah, why you just made that up
You
right
still-
now? I'm not,
That's right. You lost.
I did lose, but that
You
was
didn't
weeks
do
ago.
anything.
You losers.
It wasn't weeks ago. That was, wasn't it? Did you ever get a punishment for that?
No, he never did.
Just kind of like
He did.
wow.
Wow.
This is my show, and I'll do what I want. Damn it!
Wow.
Dirty.
Well, we talked last week about me taking a knife edge chop,
Yeah.
and it scares me a little bit. 'Cause
Fucking.
I want to do on a night where Sam's all fired up.
he's pretty fired up.
Yeah, I could.
I'll
I
take
could
a
chop him
chop if
anytime.
you guys want to chop me. That's fine. I'll take a chop.
Just gonna come in and give a nice firm chop.
I feel like I
Leave
should
a
give Sam
handprint.
my chop.
No. You each give me a chop. You both won.
I feel like Sam should have my
No,
chop.
no, no,
though.
no.
I'm the winner.
Incorrect.
I'm a winner this time, baby.
Yeah, you did win this time. Usually you lose.
Yeah, I'm used
We
to
tied,
this
didn't we? Sam and I tied.
So that means I'm a winner. Damn it.
Blah, 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 blah. No. Tell me about your rumor that you were telling me about.
Oh yeah. So I'm
This
hearing.
is a crazy rumor that Sam. Listen to this, JLucky.
So as we know, this past year, we did a show overseas, and they wanted,
we meaning WWE, not the wrestling dorks.
Yes. And
Where are we going?
they wanted the top old guys. So that's why Taker appeared on the show. I think Triple H was on the show.
John Cena.
Cena. They, Saudi Arabia. They probably remember wrestling 20 years ago, or maybe they're just watching that now. They're catching up.
That could be it.
So what I'm hearing is, and what people are hearing, and I don't know if it's true or not, is that the Saudis are requesting at the next show they want The Rock, and they want The Rock as the champion, and that they're willing to pay anything. The rumor is $20 million they're willing to fork over
Wow.
to have The Rock as champion. So
I mean, I don't mind seeing The Rock in action.
the rumor is that, again,
In his underpants.
Yeah.
Rock reigns WrestleMania 35, and Rock reigns at probably at the Saudi show.
Ooh, I wouldn't mind that. Oh, God. The Rock
It's
and
working.
Roman Reigns?
It's working. It
Yeah.
worked already. It's
I
sold.
mean, they're selling to the lowest common denominator, drooling women
Please
and
pay the 20
children.
million.
Yeah. I mean,
Please pay
He just called you the
20
lowest
million.
common denominator.
yeah, I mean, it's to me, it's
Drooling
sickening
women.
There you
that
go. You can
we're
call me
allowing
that.
our
If it's for this, it's okay. That could be my
to
name.
my left, the lowest common denominator.
That's great.
If I have to take that name because I want to see The Rock and Roman Reigns versus each other, that's fine.
And that's clear that then she's the hater of
Did
fats.
you hear that? That just sealed it. You are the hater of fats.
Yeah. No, isn't it pathetic though that our fake predetermined sport has to be bought and paid for by the Saudi Arabians?
It does. It just, like I said to you in text, we got to get more electric cars so they don't have so much goddamn
No,
money.
it just see. Here's what happens, and it's not even. I don't even blame them. If they have the money and they want to pay for something. and
Hell yeah,
people
no,
are
it's not their fault.
You think the NFL, like, I don't think they would. I mean, obviously, the NFL does things for money. They play in Mexico. They play in Europe. I don't think they're going to play in fucking Saudi Arabia, no
Right,
matter
yeah.
what's thrown at them.
They'd be like, we want Jim Brown and Emmett Smith, Joe Montana.
Yeah, and they just trot out guys that kind of look like them. But I mean, so now that WWE has been publicly traded for some time, the stock is skyrocketed, which I'm sure a lot of people have profited on, and probably the people profiting the most are your Triple H's, your Stephs, your Vinces, your Lindas, people that hold a shit ton of shares. they now work for the shareholder.
Yep.
Just like when we used to work for a company
Fells
that
Wargo.
will remain nameless, that commits a bunch of heinous things, Fells Wargo.
Sam's doing tons of air quotes, by the way.
You work for the bottom line of the shareholder, and that means you have to make profitability as high as possible, even if that means opening fake accounts.
And selling your soul.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's going on is that WWE's like, well, we got to make as much money as possible.
Yep.
Let's just let them dictate what we do. That's why we're getting these super shows. And what's the next one? Golden, whatever.
Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel. I don't know where I was going with that.
Golden.
Yeah, Crown Jewel. They're going to do these shows because they're getting paid a fuck ton of money. And our storylines over here are being based basically off these shows. And probably Vince is doing it. Fuck, I need to recoup some of the money I'm going to lose on XFL.
Because he's going to lose
he
a
is going
shitload.
to.
Yeah, he's going to lose so much money on that.
So, yeah, I mean, again, I don't have any problems with these shows. They're actually building towards these shows. But, again, to me, it's kind of crazy. If we're going to start getting like 4 or 6 of these a year.
Well, it's tough as a
U.S. fan.
It's tough as a diehard U.S. fan to get behind these
And
shows.
it's not even going into their normal, like, you know, the fans in England, the fans in Canada,
right.
fans in Mexico.
Yep.
You know, they're going to these areas. Now, granted, I know they need to expand. But, again, they're at times where most U.S. aren't going to watch them live. I bitched about this the other week. And now if it's true, and, again, it's just a rumor, but are we gonna have The Rock come back for
win the title?
A title ring where he probably does maybe a Raw here and there, does 2 matches. I love The Rock. Don't get me wrong. I think it'd be great. But do we really need, you know, him to come back and wrestle his brother? I know it's not, I mean, whatever, his cousin, you know.
Shirtless. You'd like that, wouldn't
In his
you?
underpants.
In his underpants. Roman Reigns wears too many clothes.
Maybe he'll wear underpants.
By then, he'll just be 2 guys in their underpants. 2 Samoans in their underpants rolling around on the mat.
You know what, though? You always say that he's fat.
Who?
You're like, oh, he wears a vest because he's fat. He
No.
like
Dude,
everybody
he will
else.
not take off his shirt next to The Rock.
Yeah, no way, yeah.
The Rock now is like 50 times bigger than he was when he used to wrestle because
Yeah.
he's on all sorts of freaking juice. So he's not subject to being tested because
Right.
he's not
He's an actor,
full time. Dude, The Rock's head keeps it's Barry
It's
Bonds.
Barry Bonds.
It's literally like I watch Ballers, and that's his HBO show, and I'm like, oh my god, he must be on so much shit because he keeps getting older and gaining muscle mass, which we know is impossible.
It's not happen. It doesn't happen.
So yeah, that was the rumor. Take it for what you will. Rumor and innuendo.
Rumor and innuendo.
I'm taking a line from the Bruce Pritchard something wrestler show. They always say rumor and innuendo.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I don't
You
listen.
don't listen to other
Nah.
wrestling podcasts?
No.
You
I
give a
listen to the
shout-out
number
to-
1 wrestling podcast.
Yeah, it's a good wrestling podcast. I'd also like to give a plug to another podcast on our show, which I will be on this weekend, Chicken Duck Pod. I'll be making a guest spot as they interview professional wrestler Bobby Blaze. So they're having me on the show. I'm gonna.
It comes out Saturday?
Well, no, it probably comes out. We're recording it this Sunday, so they'll probably drop it midweek next week.
Oh, nice. Well, yeah, look for that.
For their Patreon people, probably midweek and then Saturday.
Nice.
Probably next Saturday.
Nice reminder there. Don't forget, guys, if you're not listening to us on a Wednesday, you could have if you were a patron on Patreon.
Yeah, $1 a month.
Fucking
That's
dollar.
a sausage McMuffin. All right, you know what? Get the sausage
$1.
McMuffin. But then give another $1 to us. Get both.
Don't give up a sausage McMuffin for us. We're not saying you're going to enjoy us
Yeah,
as much
it's
as
without
that.
egg, the $1 one. But
Right,
still.
yeah. But just give up one, I don't know, what's $1? I don't know what else is, but give that up.
I know it in food terms. Sausage McMuffin. Yeah, sausage burrito used to be $1. I don't know if it still is or not, but it used to be $1.
I doubt it. Like a single taco, a Taco Bell maybe?
Is that what I haven't had a Taco Bell in forever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Seems like more. You should probably go there tonight.
Yeah, I know.
You could have the trifecta.
I really am
Chili,
getting a
nachos,
little...
and tacos.
I hope that we have gas X here because we're going to be in trouble tonight.
Why we?
Blow
I'm
out.
fine. I feel
You're
okay.
No, she's fine.
She's holding it in.
She's fine.
Yeah, she's holding it in.
I feel okay. I would
That'll-
tell you if I didn't. You're
If
the
she
one
just
over
hears
there.
your
I don't
head
know.
explodes.
You're over there already saying you're having issues.
I am kind of having issues.
Great.
So, JLucky, would you like to share with us your entrance music? Let's pretend that you're a professional wrestler, and you
Pretend.
Oh,
I've seen
well,
her
yeah.
in the ring before.
That's true. She is a wrestler. She participated in a wrestling show.
I did.
You were the secretary, I believe.
Yeah.
I was.
Sam, why don't you put on your? Let's see what kind of comments you can say. So let's pretend.
Why does Sam have to make comments?
Because
That's what I do.
that's
The
what he
talker
does.
of talking.
I'm running all the equipment
Yeah.
here. It's easier if he does the talker
You're the
of
hater
talking.
of fats. I'm the talker of talking.
Yeah, and I'm the pusher of buttons.
The pusher of buttons.
So coming
Except for
down the
hers.
aisle, hailing from Long Island, New York, by way of wherever.
You didn't even hear. Did you hear me make fun of you?
No, what'd you say?
Oh God, how did we that yeah, get lost? You're like, I'm the pusher of buttons. I go, yeah, except for hers. You didn't even like.
Jeez.
Christ. I mean, I thought it was a really good joke.
That is good, Yuck. That's a good Yuck. It was even good the second time, which was my first time. So anyways, coming down the aisle, JLucky, Sunshine.
This is totally my song.
This is absolutely her song.
Gives me a little bit of a Naomi feel.
Yeah, because it kind of kicks off with a little bit of a...
But then once it kicks off, it's almost there. It's almost there.
What are you guys going to do?
That's when she'd have to bust through the curtain
Yes.
right at that part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I would totally dance
I-
the whole way down, just shaking it.
My favorite comment was like when she picked this song, and you're like, "That's a great song," and I'm like,
I don't mean it's not like a musical masterpiece by any means. It has 2 lines. One. It might only have
No,
one.
2. It has 2.
What's the other line? It's turned down for
It's
what?
turned down for what? And then it's Friday night. Something with shots.
Really? All right. Well, okay. Well, 2 lines.
"That's a
Yeah.
lot for Lil Jon."
Actually, yeah.
It's 2 lines, but it's the whole entire song.
Yeah, this
I
is
did when I went to look it up. Like you can click on the lyrics, and it was like
the lyrics.
If we didn't know any better, you would think this is a CFOS loop special. Yeah, because they're really good at those
They are good at
30-second
that.
loops.
So
Oh.
you would be dancing to the
It's-
ring.
fire up that loud. Another round of shots. Turn down for what? It's 3 lines.
Great song.
3 lines.
That comes from the man who hates lyrics. So it makes
However, the only reason I like this is because it pumps me up. I want to dance, which gives me energy.
Or wrestle. So you could wrestle
Well, yeah.
somebody. Yeah.
I could. It would pump me up.
So you think that's a good one for her? You think?
sense. Yeah, I think it works.
It's me.
I think you should have picked more like an 80s hair band type song.
Like a Motley Crue type.
Yeah,
song,
maybe like Motley Crue. Like maybe just
Nah.
kickstart my
Girls,
heart.
girls.
Not for my entrance.
You don't think?
No, not
No,
for
I
my
know. Actually, I
entrance.
think that's a pretty good one. I can get behind that.
My entrance has to be something I could dance to, or else I'm not going to have fun coming down the.
So you'd be kind of like the dancing type person, or at
I
least
would-
it would get you fired
I
up. Get the
wouldn't-
crowd. You couldn't be a heel with that kind of song.
No.
I would suck as a heel.
Yeah. Yeah. She can't turn the smile off.
I'm pretty sure I would be the worst heel ever.
It's possible.
She'd be like, "I'm gonna do something bad to you."
Terrible. Oh, well, while we're on the topic of JLucky,
Oh,
what happened over there?
no, I don't know. I didn't know we were talking about me again.
Oh, I thought something happened. You put a poll up on Twitter last week.
Yes.
Based on-
long conversation.
Based on a long conversation. Let's back while you pull the poll up, Sam. Let's fill the viewers in, or listeners.
After we talked about this after we went off the air last week.
Absolutely,
correct?
yeah.
So I don't know if we mentioned what happened, but
She was a
apparent-
girls' weekend.
Yeah, and a gentleman. Actually, I shouldn't say gentleman.
Yeah,
I'm sure he
that's the
wasn't,
wrong
but
word.
He was not a gentleman.
basically said
Sure.
that JLucky had a fat ass, but we informed her that unless he said, basically that girl is a fat
Is
ass,
a fat ass.
that fat ass is a compliment.
Right. So,
But
Yeah, it
she's-
was girl, you have a fat ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or you have a fat ass or something like that.
And she, I
don't remember now.
I'm upset. That's because in her advanced age,
Oh.
she did not know that that's now a compliment.
Wow.
So now you're
Now
old
he's
and you
now
have a fat
I'm old
ass.
and I have a fat
Yeah.
ass.
So we took
Damn,
a
Sam.
Twitter poll.
We took a Twitter poll because we were certain that this was going to turn out in our favor. That, and of course we were right. But I'm telling you, it was definitely a compliment. So talk to us. What was the
were the
result?
results?
Read the poll off for us.
So I put out a poll and it said, per discussion with the wrestling dorks, if you hear a guy say you have a fat ass, is it a compliment or an insult? And then I said we would discuss it on this week's podcast.
Which we are.
We're following up.
So the results were 62% said it was a compliment and 38% said it was an insult.
Winner,
All
winner,
right.
chicken dinner.
So what kind of, did you get any comments or anything?
So somebody, put a comment on saying that fat ass, spelled F-A-T, ass, is an insult, and P-H-A-T, ass, is a compliment. But the thing is,
was
I
spoken.
didn't, it was, right,
Yeah.
I only heard it, so you didn't, spell it to
So
me.
you
Because that
immediately
would have
went
been
with
like,
the F.
hey, you have a fat ass with a P-H.
I don't think he
He
figured
didn't
he
say
needed
that.
to say that.
Yeah, so I didn't hear that. And then pretty much another comment about it being PHAT. And then somebody said it used to be an insult, but these days it's a compliment.
So that
Back in the 70s.
But somebody else also said, for me, I'd find it an insult, but people are different.
So that's probably part of your 33% or 38% or whatever.
Right. So final results. We win. You lose.
You lose.
Let's come up with another poll.
So if someone else says you have a fat ass, are you gonna find? Does this do anything? Does this change your mind at all, or are you still stuck?
I want to be told I have a fat ass. We've had this conversation before.
I know, but now we
because
have
you
the proof is in the
personally
pudding,
have said
sister.
that I have a. You personally have said I have a fat ass.
I thought she was gonna say I called you a fat ass. I did not say that, but no, I said.
And then we've had this discussion that
Yes.
being called, like saying you have a fat ass, I'd rather hear big booty or something like that.
Yeah, but that's such a weird.
Yeah, that's such a weird
I
thing
know,
to say.
but so is fat ass.
Like
fat
a big
ass,
booty is something literally that maybe like a 12-year-old
Right.
boy would say.
Like a fat
okay,
ass
but
is like
something about
it's
fat.
become like
It's
a.
something about fat.
like
the word fat.
like your boobies would be like another. Like,
Your boobies are splendid. It's pontoons, mister.
But I don't know.
I was
There's
just gonna
something
say, I
about
had
the
something.
fat. Like I don't know.
See, again, she still hates fat.
yeah, she's hung up on the word fat.
She is hung up on the word fat. She hates fat
I'm a
men.
girl. I
Being
mean, it
told she has
the
a fat
hater
things.
of fats.
The
That's-
hater
it
of fats.
fits. She's
This-
going to be the hater
absolutely.
of fats.
I am not the hater of fats.
You're the hater of fat men, fat asses,
Yeah, anything fat.
anything fat.
Oh my gosh.
So
But the thing is,
So if he would have said to combine the two things, if he would have said you had a fat booty,
to me, no.
Is that
Which
better?
No.
man,
No,
no
no.
man has ever said.
No man is gonna
because I
say-
feel like fat makes it sound sloppy.
ooh, I see what you're saying, but
I feel like calling it a fat ass means it's not like a nice ass. It's not. It's sloppy. Like it's not.
so there's really no way to compliment a woman on her
Well, this one.
backside. Well, this woman, yeah, I guess true.
Some women may love being called a fat ass,
Not
or,
a
or
fat
that
ass.
you
Yeah.
have
I
a
was
fat
like,
ass.
You got to make sure you differentiate.
Maybe there are women out there who are like when you say you have a fat ass, they're like, "Oh damn, yes I do. Look at it, baby." But
So what did you do when he said that? I don't think you
just
ever told us.
I did. I did. I told you. I just turned around and I was like, seriously, fat? Did you seriously have to call it a fat ass? And then I turned and I said to my friend who also doesn't like the term fat ass.
And by the way, this girls' weekend was a women's weekend.
It's almost a AARP weekend.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was far from. It was
No,
fun.
but when we're saying the people that were in your group.
No. But it
wasn't like you were
Our-
confirming this with a 20-year-old woman or girl.
Right, yeah, I'm saying if
This
you were there,
was-
if you turned to your 22-year-old friend and said, he just said I have a fat ass, she'd be like, oh, yes, nice.
I don't know.
You don't think? See,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
You need to hang out with more 22-year-olds.
I don't know. I don't
So
think
does
it
Sam.
matters.
You need to hang out with more 22-year-old women. But no, I think it's an age thing.
All right, Sam, we're going out and finding 22-year-old women.
Oh, they're out
You both
there.
need them. They're out there.
They're out there. So what'd you guys do this weekend?
I went to the Renaissance Fair.
Yeah, that is not my... I've never been to one, and I never will
Do you
go.
know I never went to one, but I had free tickets because the last time I was there for like a wine event,
Right.
they accidentally stole my wine and checked it. Why do you keep putting that in my face?
Because you keep backing away from it.
It's the microphone.
Oh.
It's the microphone.
But seriously, I'm
This
going to
isn't
be.
a Kavanaugh thing here.
I feel
This is
like
the
I feel like
microphone.
I'm going to be eating it soon, and that would be like a I don't know.
I'm sorry, Renaissance Fair. I was trying to subtly do it, and you freaked out.
Because you were sticking it right in my mouth. Like I felt like I was going to eat it.
Now we know what's not going to happen later tonight.
And it's not because of the chili. But yeah, we went to the Renaissance Fair.
It could be 'cause
we
of
had
the
free,
chili.
We had free tickets. Took the kids. You know, they were well behaved, and
We had free tickets. So, hey, yeah, we had free tickets. It was it was a funeral, but hey, we had free tickets.
we had free. It was just
I've
something
never
to-
been.
it was
I've
something to
never
do with the
been. So,
kids.
and I was
Yeah.
curious.
I've never been either, and I'm just not.
Well, now I went. I
That's
did
not my
it.
type of dork.
It was all right.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know that we would go again. To be honest with you, it was totally dork. I mean,
Some
there
people
were.
love it. That's great.
Absolutely.
It's not my type of
See, I
dork.
didn't think
wasn't
it was
our-
that bad. I mean, I did it. I saw
That's what I
it.
mean. I don't think we would go again because
Yeah.
it's not like it was something that we needed.
I saw the jousting. I saw
Ate a cheesesteak.
John and Christopher
Did
had
they have that back
had
in
a
the medieval
sword-
times?
Yeah, you
had
know.
a little
Ye old Philly
little,
cheesesteak. Oh yeah, I did a duel. Did you see the video on Facebook?
I saw parts of it. Yeah, where
Him and
where
Christopher
was
with swords.
Renaissance Fair?
Down in Manheim,
Okay,
Pennsylvania.
gotcha.
I don't know why I had to tell you Pennsylvania.
Where we live, Pennsylvania. And
Oh,
We
yeah,
didn't
we
the
travel
PA
out of state
Ren
for
Fair
it.
was in PA.
We did a little duel with swords, and I let the kid win.
Okay.
We went. It was because they do different themes every weekend. This weekend it was time traveler weekend. So there were people dressed up as like Star Wars characters. We had people dressed up as like Doc from
Back to the Future,
Back to
yeah.
the
Okay.
Future.
Yeah, not bad.
Then there was just the Renaissance people dressed up like you
Yeah.
know.
elves and kings and shit. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, never went to one. I mean, I can't say I'll never go to one. You never know when somebody's like forces you to go one.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't.
We're going.
I won't ever choose to go to one. But hey, whatever.
So what'd you get up
else?
to? No, not really. I worked valet then, and yeah, we
I
didn't.
got fucked up on Saturday night. Oh my god. I was out for my one buddy's birthday, and I think I had a golf scramble earlier in the day, and I didn't drink much of the golf scramble. I maybe had 3 or 4 beers. I went home, relaxed for a little bit, and then I went out. I got out to Beverly Hills Tavern at like 7 o'clock, and I got home. I found out what time I got home because I just looked at my Uber. Like 2 days. I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I got an Uber. I knew I got an Uber. Let me see if I got the Uber myself.
Right.
And I think somebody took my phone and ordered it. So I'm like, oh, we left the bar at 1:30. So I don't know. I was hanging there pretty good. I was drinking my vodka in clubs. I think there was just so many shots going around. And I was doing shots of just straight vodka.
Oh, my God.
I think they finally caught up to me. And I remember I got like KO'd. Like I wasn't out cold, but I know like once I stop remembering things that are going on, I'm I think I got KO'd like a little bit after like 12 and we left like 1:30. I woke up on my buddy's couch at like 7:30. I couldn't fall back asleep. But yeah, I got bombed. I got wrecked. It was fun.
Good work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah,
I haven't been that. I remember like taking the Uber home with him and our one friend. And I was like, do you remember her being there last night? He's like, no, I didn't even know. I'm like, see, I can still remember a little bit. I just don't remember everything. And normally I'm the type of person who remembers everything. So I was like, yeah, I'm not sure when she came out, but she went home on the Uber with us, I think, to make sure we didn't die. I was like,
that's good.
And then, yeah, it was just, I don't know. I remember thinking I was going to lose my throw-up streak.
Oh,
Because I was like staggering.
The Seinfeld
I was staggering in this place. I remember I got like the feeling you get.
Oh God!
And then I think I just was like, go to bed, and I passed out on the couch, and thankfully I didn't puke everywhere in my sleep and die. But so I got pretty wrecked Saturday night. I think this girl wanted it from somebody, anybody.
I was just gonna ask if there were any girls there.
So I mean, I'm 99% sure. I just didn't feel like making an effort.
Oh, good. You guys talk. I have to get a drink because I
you
can't put any
probably
more.
Shit yourself.
No.
Yeah.
Please don't shit yourself.
I saw JLucky leaning over here. I think she was letting one go.
I saw that too. She leaned to the side.
That's
let me
the
tell
move.
you why.
Let me tell
you why I keep leaning real quick. So I keep leaning every time I take a sip of my drink because this microphone is right in my face, and I don't want to hear people hear me go.
Is that how you drink?
I don't know. That's how he drinks. He's a gulper. But I sit here, but I'm like, okay, here. Can you hear me?
No. Well, there. You made a little slurp. But anyway.
Wait, can you hear us?
So there was a chick sitting like next to. We were at the bar. There was me and another dude there. There was a bunch of dudes there. Whatever. I'm not saying this chick wanted me. I think she just wanted anything. So she's there by herself, which is strange. Maybe she was waiting for somebody. I don't know. She gets up. She goes to the bathroom and she says to me, "Hey, will you do me a favor? Can you make sure that nobody takes my drink? Like bartender doesn't like sweep it away." I'm like, "Yeah, no problem. I'll watch it." She comes back after like 5 minutes or whatever in the bathroom. She's like, "Thanks." She's like, "Nobody put anything in my drink, did I?" And I, being the guy I normally am, I'm like, "Oh, I mean, I put some roofies in it, but you just said make sure nobody takes it. You didn't mention about putting drugs in it." And whatever, just BSing. And I could tell by her reaction, I was like, this chick definitely wants it. And you know what I did? Nothing.
I was just gonna say, what was your next move? Come on, man.
I was drinking. I was like, I don't feel like trying.
Was she worth trying?
Dude,
physically.
She must not have been if he would have tried.
Yeah, you would have tried if she was worth it.
I really couldn't pick this girl out of the lineup right now. I was drinking a lot. This was still like I wasn't dead Sam stage, but I was having a good time. And I don't really remember anything much about her other than she wasn't bad. She could have been really good. Who knows? But I felt like it was weird that she was a woman at the bar by herself.
Oh, that is a little bit strange,
I was like,
but still.
I was like, what? And she was texting people and stuff. So I was like, maybe somebody's coming to meet her. Whatever. I don't care. I'm here just to get drunk and have fun. I'm not going to like siphon myself off and start talking to somebody.
You think your friends would have been like, oh, that fucking Sam picking up a chick again. There he
no,
goes.
I was like, whatever. I said to the one guy, I was like, are you going to do anything? And he's like, no. He's like, are you? I'm like, nah, I'm going to keep drinking. Because then I would have to like siphon myself off and like talk and try to make effort and whatever. And I was like, nah. I would have done it if I was more
Coherent.
I mean, or if my overall plan, I think I determined like partway in I was going to get wrecked because I remember saying early.
Maybe if her
like,
teeth were whiter.
I was like, I know I'm Ubering tonight. And it's funny, I checked out the next day and I saw, I'm like, oh, here was our Uber driver. There's a little picture of her. I was like, yeah, she wasn't bad looking. But it was ridiculous. It was only $7. I guess, granted, it was like a mile. But it was only $7.45. I was like, not a bad deal.
Yeah, Uber's a good service. Shit, what was I gonna say? So, chick being at the bar by herself, it's weird but not creepy. You know what I mean? She goes there, she can probably get a guy like in an instant.
And that's why I didn't want that. I'm like, I don't want somebody that kind of like, you know, the way I don't want somebody that's just like, God, I'm just gonna go to the bar and take home like, because I'm thinking, what was she doing the night before? You know what I mean? Like,
well, you're thinking a lot.
Yeah, I think a lot.
You're thinking too much.
She'd been there with one
you
other.
were thinking quite a bit for being drunk.
If she would have been there with one other girl,
see, you should have just been the guy.
Make a move because I would have felt it less weird.
I don't know. I feel like you would have been like, well, she was there with her friend that I didn't want to talk to her and leave the friend. I feel like
I don't like people solo at a bar.
What?
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
if you see
I'm
a
not
dude
gonna change
solo
your
at a bar,
mind.
what do you think he's doing? He's there. He's there.
creeping and he's weird.
Correct.
Yeah, that's
not weird, but he's obviously there to try and whatever. But if he's there by himself, chick, the same thing. I'm like, she's definitely there. I'm like, nah. I'm here with like.
That's what's so funny to me. She's definitely here to get down. Meh.
Yeah, I wasn't really.
I'd rather almost have the throw up feeling in my mouth than break my streak.
I was there with a group of like 12 people, friend. We're having a good time, bullshitting.
So there you go. If they can have fun with 11 people, and you could have fun with one.
Yeah.
All right. That's a good. It works.
I mean, you know, it wasn't the Renaissance Fair, but you know, got the job done.
Yeah, no, it was no Renaissance Fair where we passed out at home.
I was gonna say you passed out the Renaissance Fair.
No, we got home and passed out really. I rented a video game and we played a video game till midnight.
Christ, was 1997.
By we, it was him and Christopher.
Yeah, I mean,
what
Samantha and I ended up
NBA
on
2K19.
Okay.
NBA Live 98. You know.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, you can rent a game for like $3, and it's like
so you still can rent games for like prices from yesteryear.
You just go to Redbox, get a game. It's $3, and you're entertained for the night. It's like such a cheap.
Sometimes you can get a coupon code.
And sometimes you can get a coupon code.
Don't judge.
And there you go. Sam, would you like to tell us your entrance music? Would you like to hear it? JLucky, you want to listen to this song that he's got? I mean, Sam also is a wrestler. You've been in the ring before, I should say.
I've thought about entrance music. If you've listened back to episode 1 or whatever the hell it was, I've always talked. I think entrance music is super important for a wrestler.
Absolutely.
Now, one of our big differences is I'm a big lyrics fan. I don't like, for the most part, I don't like entrance music without lyrics, but whatever.
Right.
The part of this that made it difficult is...
What if it has 3 lines?
That's fine. That's fine. I'm cool with that. You couldn't pick another wrestler's entrance music that was already a thing because obviously, like, I know my favorites.
It's too hard, right? Yeah.
I'm like, no, I mean, I thought for this experiment we weren't allowed to use.
You could have, but it's fine.
Okay.
No, because I said any song. I mean, really, any
then
song.
I definitely want to pick this song, but
it's fine. This is a good one though. I mean, because
I thought we had to pick something original that was never used.
The original is a good idea so let me play it here. Bear in mind again, I do have to kind of talk over it a little bit just because we don't want to get sued by Monster Magnet.
Short enough, it's Monster Magnet Power Trip. I wouldn't start it at the beginning of the song.
Tell us when you'd start it.
And because I don't want to start like where the really slow part. I want to hit them bang right away with something. So it's going to build up here, and it's right there. That's where I'm starting the music. And then
that's where you're coming out?
No, that's when I'm starting the music. I don't like that slow, like, build up. And then I'm coming out here, this part. This song, I don't know, I had this CD, whatever it came out in 1998.
CD?
Yeah. It was a big thing. Obviously, I heard the single, Space Lord. Got me to buy the album. And I found this little gem on it.
She's rocking over there. She likes it.
So,
or she's farting side to side.
Yeah.
I can't tell what she's doing. She's doing something.
I feel like you would smell it.
I feel like this would be a decent entry. Now,
I like it. Yeah. No, I love this song. When you picked it, I was like, oh my God, I haven't heard that song in forever, and it's such a good song.
So, now if we weren't picking a brand new original song, I love when Voodoo Child.
Yeah.
I love Voodoo Child. I thought that was perfect for Hogan's entrance.
Yeah, that was a really good song.
Enjoyed that entrance. And probably then my like 1A, always told you, is obviously Edge. I mean, Edge's entrance, and I love that when he retired, he talked about it. He got to have the cool. And it was the coolest entrance. I mean,
yeah,
it was so good. Like the beginning hits you get with the "You think you know me." And then with the heavy, and like I said, and they don't start that song at the actual start of the song.
No. What's the real song called again?
What, Edge's song?
Yeah.
The band's Alter Bridge, Metalingus.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's such a good freaking song.
Yeah, like Cunnilingus, but Metalingus.
That's terrible. Why would you say that?
Why is it terrible?
Just because it's...
Oh, because it's the proper... I forgot. You guys don't like proper terms,
Yeah.
You would call that no special place?
No special place.
Lunchtime or something?
But this is the song you're talking about. Edge's.
This is the song, yes.
Yeah, Edge's song. It is such a good song, and it gets you fired up.
I mean, this is just Metalingus.
This is the real version.
It isn't the remix Edge version, but,
Right.
Yeah. But
This will get you fired up every time.
I play this all the time.
I'm so fired up.
That's the same. That's what she does in bed too.
Jeez. Boy, you're really trashing me. I'm the worst.
I'm so ready for this. I would probably just, if I heard that, I would just roll over and go to sleep.
I probably would too. That thing is in my face again. Like she did with the microphone. Anyway, that's a really good song. See, this is the song I thought you were going to pick, but I guess you didn't understand the rules. You thought that I was saying a real song. But yeah, no, it's
Not
good.
a real song. Like, this is a real song.
Right.
I thought it couldn't be already used by a known wrestler.
Yeah.
Because obviously, then it would have been a lot easier to pick. And
I
don't
had
know
a
why-
hard time picking the
why in
song.
blue fuck you would have picked Motley Crue if you could have picked any song.
Yeah, well, I was trying to think of something that gets like kind of well known, and also there's songs out there that I like way better that I probably could have picked something else, but in that case, I was like, you know what, I'm going with this because first of all, I work both jobs and I didn't have time to fucking think about it. But
You're the one who posed the question.
I know, well, it's fine.
Fuck.
So, and you took a quiz.
I was like, I don't know, what's my theme song? What's my entrance? So I did 2 quizzes online because, they're so accurate. And my first quiz came back that my theme song should be Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot.
And we were talking about fat ass.
About a fat
As,
ass, yeah.
Fat asses. And the second one came back as Rock and Roll All Night, Kiss.
Which is a good song, but still. Oh, man.
Based on my personality, apparently I
What
should
did
be
the
a song
Kiss
about...
Demon come out to?
I wouldn't even know.
You don't know anything about wrestling. Do you remember the Kiss Demon?
No. I know of it.
WCW?
I know of it, but I never
Okay.
saw.
Yeah.
No, I know of it because I know that they were like in cahoots with whatever WCW.
Yeah, WCW had a character. I think he was called the Kiss Demon or whatever. And he actually had a contract. In his contract, he was guaranteed a main event like title match.
Oh my god!
And they did it on some. I forget the whole story. Look it up. Listen, I know way too much about wrestling, but and people that watch the '90s remember this. But I forget he had to come out to a Kiss song. You would think.
I would assume
I hope Love Gun, but he probably didn't.
Love Gun that came on my Spotify today, and I was
good
like,
song.
wow, because I just played the Motley Crue and I just let it keep playing while I was working, and I was like, and then it played Love Gun. I was like, ha, great song.
Wieners.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add this week, Sam? I mean,
Wrestling. We haven't talked about wrestling in about 25 minutes.
it's been a
Oh,
while.
we're talking wrestling music.
Yeah, we
come out to.
wrestling music. I mean, we're not a recap show. We're an opinions and
Maybe the poll we put out, we have JLucky put out this week. Who had the best entrance music between the three of us?
between the 3 of us. All right,
Yeah.
JLucky, you put that poll out. You're poll girl.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
Pole girl?
She's a pole girl.
Sitting
all
to
right.
Sam's left is pole girl.
Well, I'm playing with male sax and I'm pole girl. I feel
Hey,
like
this is all preconceived. We know what we're doing here. You can be pole girl.
The pole girl, the hater of fats.
I like the hater of fats.
I do too.
I know that she doesn't like it, but
I mean, she doesn't want people to know that she's the hater of fats.
awful.
She hasn't denied it, really.
yeah, no, she just says the name is awful. She's
It
not
is
like.
awful.
Yeah.
I'm not the hater of anything.
Oh, that's true. She doesn't want to be. All right, we got to come up with a better word than hater, maybe. Maybe like.
Strong disliker.
It'd be great if
The
there was
shamer
if there
of
was
fats?
I am
the
not
shamer
the
of fats.
shamer of fats.
I wish there was a synonym that started with F, like the F, something of fats, because
Oh,
Like-
you mean you like to do alliteration?
I like the alliteration.
Okay.
Yeah, to find a word that like means hater, but like there's something of fats. You know what I mean?
She has a phobia of fats, maybe.
Fat phobia.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Ugh.
To catch that poll, to catch JLucky's poll, go on.
Nobody
follow
wants to do that.
Follow
That'd be
her
frightening.
at JLucky Sunshine on Twitter. Follow this guy at the Real S Cab. Follow
believe
us
it.
as a whole at Wrestling Dorks on Twitter. Go onto our Facebook where you can join tens of other people who follow us on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook's terrible.
I know, but I still do it, and because you can put more like.
How do you
photos and
find
stuff.
us? If you're listening to us, you probably got lucky maybe and found a link.
Yeah, it's Facebook.
Make sure you
Just
subscribe
search
to
Wrestling
us, though.
Dorks.
Subscribe to our freaking on. We want subscribers.
Yep. We want listeners and Patreon folks.
Yeah, and Patreon, whatever. We rather if you just listen, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because then what we're going to do is we're going to have, start hawking things like McDonald's, like you earlier. I mentioned sausage McMuffin. I think we can start getting maybe McDonald's to advertise on our podcast.
Yeah, we're this close. Yeah, I passed up Burger King. I'm waiting on that McDonald's money.
Burger King
maybe
is like
Taco Bell.
7.
We did discuss Taco Bell.
We did discuss Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Maybe JLucky wants to get Weight Watchers or Nutrisystem on here.
They're not called Weight Watchers.
They're not called Weight Watchers anymore. Did you know that?
No.
They're called Dub Dub.
Yeah. Just like Dunkin' Donuts, it's starting in January. It's just Dunkin'.
Weight Watchers are now WW, which is the worst.
Yeah, I saw a couple marketing people saying it's a bad move for Dunkin' Donuts, that people from other countries aren't going to understand what
Probably not.
But I get it. I mean, I don't think they needed to make the change though.
No, really. What's the difference?
Is Pizza
they still
at some
sell
point
donuts?
going to just call themselves Pizza or the Hut?
Well, they call themselves the Hut.
But they're still Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts' actual name on everything is just going to say Dunkin'. They're not just calling it. They've been calling themselves running on Dunkin', the slogan, but their actual name is just going to be Dunkin'.
And they still sell donuts. It's not like they're giving up donuts. I don't understand that.
They realize that now they're making a lot of money off actual food plus the freaking iced beverages. Let me tell you something let me get on a little what grinds my gears.
There you go.
I've been drinking, this sounds like Kramer, I've been drinking cafe latte. I've been drinking iced coffee for, I can't fucking tell you how long. I'm going to say at least 15 years. And when I first started drinking iced coffee, it was priced way cheaper than the regular coffee because nobody fucking wanted it. Well, what happens? Now everybody loves iced coffee. Iced coffee's more than hot coffee. Why? There's less of it.
You got to put ice in it.
Who gives a shit? There's less of it. And it doesn't need to be warm.
Yeah, but no, you've been drinking iced coffee that long, huh?
Yeah,
you started this whole. You are like Kramer with a cafe.
Yeah,
latte.
I've been drinking iced coffee probably. I'm gonna say 2004, 2005. So at the time, that shit was always cheap, and now it's like you go in if you go the Dunkin'.
No, you're absolutely right. You could get like a plain iced coffee at Starbucks was like $1.79.
It's $2.99 at Dunkin' for a large iced coffee, and I think a large hot is like $2.39.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I was going to go off on one of my rants about fucking party mix, but I'll say that for another time.
Mix.
I hate when they put pretzels in party mix.
There's always pretzels in party mix.
Fucking pretzels is like the worst. Like that's a waste. Like why we put that's like the boringest shit to put into party mix.
Yeah, but you got to have the boring part to make it. See, that's a strategy on my part. The Keystone party mix. Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know what that means. Keystone party
mix? The
main
main brand of party mix that you see in vending machines.
Sure, then that's it.
It's got the some of them have the rods, the thin rods.
Yeah.
Some of them have the
little circles. Yeah.
Well, the pretzel is in there, so you appreciate the Cheeto,
the barbecue corn chip.
That's party mix, by the way. Then you're talking about the brand Keystone party mix, barbecue corn chip.
I don't know.
This guy, he fucking bitches about something and doesn't know every single detail.
I just assume party mix is party mix is party mix.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And then they have that shitty Dorito brand chip in there.
That's always terrible. It's like the thinnest chip, and
it's like because it's an off-brand, whatever. But it's still better than the pretzel for you, right?
Yeah, the pretzel is the
so
bottom.
So your ranking is the barbecue corn chip.
I'm just saying, if that bag
Cheeto.
is a party, that pretzel is the nerd at the party. Nobody wants him there. Nobody knows how he got there,
But I think if you had
I identify with the
bag
pretzel.
of all
is that why you hate the pretzel?
The stuff.
Yes.
Then why don't you just go get a bag of fucking barbecue corn chips?
Because
you can.
You could.
You can do that. Fritos.
I'm not saying barbecue corn chips. I'm just saying if you're gonna have a bag called party mix, make everything in there delightful. A pretzel is not delightful.
So you don't like pretzels?
I don't just eat pretzels now.
Yeah. Are you not from this area? Like Berks and Lancaster County is pretzel county.
It is.
It is, but I don't buy pretzels. Have I ever bought bag of pretzels? No.
Is it only hard you don't like, or what about soft?
Soft I'll eat, but I don't go out of my way. I mean, I don't hate pretzels, but I'm
that
just saying it's one of those situations where there's 1,000 better snacks. Like put like cheese nips in the party mix bag or something.
Cheese nips?
No, cheese nips are terrible.
They don't even compare to cheese.
By the way, if you hear this marketing, my one good buddy is a marketing guy, and he's got some pretty big accounts or whatever, and I don't think he has his account in his company mind, but I gave him a slogan for Cheez-It, and I thought you could do a whole fucking campaign around it. You have to word it either way. I was working on a couple different spots actually for it too in my head. You either go Cheez-It, you can't beat it, or I like this. The other way it was originally was I was just talking about Cheez-Its. We talk about it on the show. Cheez-Its come up all the time in conversation because they're amazing. Cheez-It, you can't beat it. That's it. That was the first.
Was this Saturday night, like right after midnight? When
it was, I don't know when it was. It was after the game. I like better though. You can't beat a Cheez-It. Because you can't. That's what I said. You literally can't beat a Cheez-It.
well, the
Most
cheese nip
people-
can tie it.
No. Nothing in the cheese cracker world touches a Cheez-It. And like you were saying, it beats most other snacks. If it's there, people are going to go for the Cheez-It.
Yeah, it does beat
Can't
most.
beat a Cheez-It.
Yeah.
So my commercial, my idea. But I'm saying this on here because if this ever happens, I told him I'm going to at least want a free
Go to
box.
episode 71.
So
Just
I was-
say a free box.
yeah.
How about like free boxes for a year? I don't know, a free
They
box.
blatantly rip you off. They're like, here's that box you asked for, sir.
I was saying I would have like
Oh
spots
my
where
gosh.
things basically you can't beat. Like, oh, you have Ronaldo there in soccer. You can't beat Ronaldo in soccer. Or actually, what I wanted to have to do is like you have Ronaldo there juggling a ball or whatever, and then you have somebody take the ball from him. Like, you can beat Ronaldo in soccer. You can't beat a Cheez-It. Boom! Cheez-Its.
The look in here, like you have such like life in your eye right now.
Because you know I probably should. I'm a marketing major and I didn't pursue it like I should have probably because it's like creative and you get to come up with ideas, and I'm stuck not being able to do that. So when I was able, I'm sitting there drinking, and that's like it was like that's kind of fun. So yeah, you can't beat a Cheez-It.
You heard it here first,
you
everybody.
did, everybody. You heard it here first. So congratulations. And I
Cheez-It
got
people-
to bitch about pretzels and party mix. So that's
You
nice.
heard it here too.
We'll discuss one of our ideas going back a few years on a future episode. We'll say that for next week. But
You'll have to remind me then because I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
you'll know.
Oh, I'll know.
Whoa.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm trying to think anything else in wrestling. Nothing happened really with.
No, I mean
Raw.
this is a week, an off week. Next week will be really ramp up to the Super Showdown.
They ramp up the Super Showdown.
And
What time is that going off here?
it's in the morning sometime, Saturday morning.
Here's the funny part. I'm probably this Friday going to wake up at 2 a.m. to watch Ryder Cup golf, but I would never do that for wrestling.
Well, especially knowing you can watch that, like it's not
Right. That's not real.
It's not real. It's not like, you know.
I've gotten it. That's the problem with WWE right now. I would have never said this stuff. It's not real. I don't care. Now it's like I used to almost treat WWE like it was appointment television.
Yeah,
You
it's
can't
not.
miss. Like, I'm not a huge fan of watching sports recorded. I know some people are. I never used to be a fan of watching wrestling. I didn't want to miss it. I want to see it right when it
absolutely.
happened. And
I
now I'm
kind of
just like-
was wondering, you know, if I took a couple weeks off, which I can't because of
Right,
the show, would I really miss it? You know?
I think what would happen if you
The way
took
things
like
are now.
3-6 months off, you might maybe miss a little bit, and you come back to it, and you actually have more excitement for it because
Mm-hmm.
you haven't had it. It's like with me, like with other shit, like bowling. I don't bowl from like April to September, and you know what? I really don't miss it right now. I was like, I could have used another month off. Sometimes you stop doing something and you never go back to it.
That's true.
So I think
So
WWE.
do you miss women?
Oh,
Wow.
Boom! And with that one, we will end episode
I should have pretended
71.
not to hear it. Like you were
Wow.
really fuck.
So thank you guys for listening to episode 71. Now that I got my zinger in there, we'll end with that. And anything else to add, though, ladies
This
and
will be my
gentlemen?
last episode.
JLucky, get close to the microphone and anything
Why
else to
do
add?
I've got nothing else to add.
All right. We will catch you next week on an all new.
Wait. I do have something to add.
What?
I just wanted to add about my poll.
Oh.
Make sure
Yeah,
you
check
look
out-
out for
yeah.
my poll.
Check out the.
out
We
Jay
have 50
Lucky's
people.
poll. Yeah, no. I mean, when you put polls out, people actually vote on them. Unlike us, it's
Yeah, so
like
this week's poll, you're gonna have to always put out the poll because when he puts out the poll, like usual, nobody comes and cares about it.
yeah, nobody gives a shit about me as usual.
Nobody cares about his poll.
Your
If I
poll.
put out the poll, people will come. I don't think that's a good
All right.
slogan.
Later.
All right, we'll catch you next week on a new Guerrilla Press.
Oh gosh.